This is the quadratic formula day 2 assignment. You have the same 8 problems we talked about in yesterday's video. And I've already went ahead and put these all in standard form so that they equal 0. Notice number 2 and number 7 were already in standard form. So what you're going to do are these 8 problems. You can just do notebook paper, take a picture, and submit a picture. I'm going to do number 1 and number 5 with you so you see how you're supposed to show your work. All right, so for question number 1, we have A is 1, B is -5, and C is 2. And then our formula, quadratic formula, it all starts with -b. Since b is negative, it turns to +5, plus or minus square root. b squared, -5 squared is +25. -5 times -5 is +25. And then remember how we do our -4ac off to the side. -4 times a is 1 times c is 2. So -4 times 1 times 2 is -8. All over 2 times a. 2 times 1 is 2. So we get 5 plus or minus, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the square root of 25 minus 8. And again, you can use Desmos if you don't have a calculator at home. And we're just going to round to 1 decimal, 4.1. So 5 plus or minus 4.1 divided by 2. So remember, this plus minus gives you 2 answers. We're going to do 5 plus 4.1 divided by 2 and 5 minus 4.1 divided by 2. Again, if you want to type that in your calculator, 5 plus 4.1, hit enter, and then divide by 2. So 4.55. And then if you guys would please circle your answers. And then 5 minus 4.1, enter, divided by 2, 0.45. And there's your 2 answers for number 1. So number 1 should be easy. You just need to show this work and circle your answers. Number 5, we have 2x squared plus 1x plus 5. So our A is 2, our B is 1. Oops, I meant to write that one there. And our C is 5. All right, it all starts with -b, plus or minus square root. B squared, 1 squared is 1. Now, -4ac, notice that this is -20, so we're going to write, or no, this would be -40. All right, minus 40, all over 2 times a. 2 times 2 is 4. Now we're going to have a problem. When you try to take the square root of a negative number, that's -39, right? This is 1 minus 40. It says error because you cannot square root a negative. So when you have -1 plus or minus the square root of -39 over 4, if that ever happens where your answer in a square root is negative, the answer is no solution. So if you graph this parabola, it's going to look like one of those parabolas up here that it never hits the x-axis. So if that ever happens, and it will a couple more times, you want to make sure you write no solution. So you have to write those 2 down and finish these 6 for your homework.